Hello, my name is Christina Sight, and I'm a tax advisor with a local company. It took me a lot of training to learn how to do this, and I'm constantly learning every day. I'm choosing to do this because I needed tons of help as a beginner, and we had a tutor, but not everybody gets that. Some of the study people I was in class with didn't have the option of having a tutor with a tax class. I'm not showing a picture of me. You showed the picture of me when I first started, so I'm going to get right to it. The first thing that I want to talk about is names. When you're filling out a 1040, if the name does not match the Social Security card, you're heading into trouble. Your name has to prove that Social Security card. It is very important. Learning the different, a lot of people carry different names. And for privacy reasons, I'll just give examples. Okay, Mario, Jason, Joe Lopez, but his Social Security says Mario Lopez. So that's a question you need to ask yourself when you're beginning to fill out the taxes. Verification on everything. It's just like due diligence. And you're going to hear me say this word a lot, due diligence. It's very, very important that you stick with everything you see. And if there's something that makes you feel uncomfortable, don't do it. Ask for help. Ask for a master. Ask for a person who has been there more than you. Don't be afraid to speak up and say, I feel uncomfortable. If you do decide to do someone's taxes, if you do decide to do this, remember there are penalties and fines for you. And no matter what, if you do this at home on your own time, or if you do it in an office or in your own office or somebody else's, it can still come back to you. So verification and follow that due diligence every single day. We're going to start with the 1040 lines 1 through 5, the name, address, Social Security, and then we're going to jump today. We're going to jump today to the next set, series 5 through 10. 5 meaning and moving down. 5 and 6 meaning, I guess you would start with what would be next. Ask yourself. Learn how to do this paper in your head. Sometimes even I get confused. It's not an easy process. But if you can learn how to do it in your head, then when you're filling it out, it becomes an easier process. The 1040 is the most important form of all the forms that you will ever fill out. It is something that needs to be structured. It has everything on there. It has wages, income, dividends, qualified dividends. It has Social Security. I mean, if you're doing 1040 SR, you're looking at Social Security and retirement. Your 1040 is a very valuable paper. So we're going to start there today, and I'm going to ask you a few questions. What can you tell me that you know? What would you want to learn the most? Now, I'm not going to get into the heavy ones like Schedule D, Schedule F, depreciation, small business ethics, not till probably for a couple of months. I want to teach the basics from the beginning. From a 1040, how that 1040 transfers to a Schedule 1, Schedule 2, or Schedule 3, and a Schedule C. These are what I'm going to be talking about. So every other day, maybe this week I might slide it and do one every day. Run a good 5-10 minutes. But today we're going to talk about the 1040. Again, I want you to understand how important and valuable the 1040 is. So if we start by talking about a 1040, what do you know? What have you learned? What do you need to know about this paper that will help you as a future tax preparer become a part of this? Because no matter how much schooling you have, every year it changes. Every year something is added. For example, now we have the coronavirus. So you're going to add maybe PPP this year, or you're going to add, let's just say, stimulus for people who haven't received their stimulus. There are going to be things that are going to be needed to add to this paper. So I'm going to cut it today. Again, my name's Tina Syed. I go by Tina. Next time, I'm hoping more people come on in and join the chat. 10 is great. It's a start. Tell your friends, because I'm going to be chatting away. And in fact, the next one, the 1040, we're actually going to get into the middle part of the 1040 of the, you tell me, but we're going to go into dividends, interest. Where do these things belong? And how do I calculate them on this paper? You know, some people, they say, okay, I can pass 100 tests, and I know this. I can do it on the computer, and I know this. But if for some reason something doesn't match, that due diligence will fall upon you. So let's make sure not only are we going to start bringing in Schedule 1, 2, and 3 with the 1040, we're also going to talk about due diligence and what that really means to a tax preparer and how they can spread the word to others in their office. If you're a new tax preparer starting the season, be ready, be alert. Listen to, if you don't have a client and you don't have a mentor in your office, listen, pay attention. A lot of people are starting to go virtual. A lot of the companies are starting to go virtual. So eventually, someday, we'll be doing this at home. And we are the new generation of tax preparers. We are the new generation. 20 years from now, when I retire, the next person, 20 years from them, they'll retire. I'm hoping I won't be doing this for 20 years because I'm older. I'm guessing about 15. But if I'm old enough, I'll be doing it another 20 years. Who knows? I've seen some masters who's retired at 20 who are in their 90s. I mean, it really depends on you and how far you want to take this. If you have questions, ask. You have my email address on the first page. Email me. I'm okay with that. That way I know what to bring up in class. Okay, so I'm going to end this because I guess I'm only allowed 10 minutes each time, but I'm going to adjust it to 15 minutes. I think I did it too short. So not only am I going to bring papers, I'm going to be showing papers once I figure out how to do this. And I can also send you copies of the 1040, a Schedule 1, a Schedule 2, a Schedule 3, if you email me, so you can understand what I'm talking about. Most tax preparers already have these schedules saved because it's something that you have to learn. If you're learning in a tax book, just like the child tax credit, and we'll go there, learning how to fill out for dependents. It may seem like something simple, but is it really? Is it something you have to question? Is it something that you have to learn? Is it something you have to do? I mean, they could say they're their dependents, but are they? question everything you do. I mean, tax preparing is a lot different than what most have. Okay, I want to say goodbye for now. And you know what? I'm going to do this again tomorrow. And we're going to finish the bottom part, not just the middle. We're going to go back to that and the bottom part of the 1040, where the wages and everything starts adding up. Have your tax tables ready. I'm going to go over those, and we will talk to you soon. Have a good day.